everyone, it's me, Catherine, and today I want to talk a little bit about Aviary Attorney. It's a game I finished very recently, but it's a game I've been aware of for a little while. I'm a little late to the party because I believe this is like 10 years old at this point. I want to say it was 2015. So yeah, a little late to this party, but it's... As someone who enjoys the Ace Attorney games, this is a game I've been wanting to try out because this is basically, what if Ace Attorney but birds? And that is Aviary Attorney. Our two main characters are birds who are lawyers and are defending the people of France. This is set in, I want to say, 1848, I think is the year. It is set on the cusp of one of France's revolutions, and we see that building through the cases, through the acts. And this is basically, if you enjoy Ace Attorney, you'll probably enjoy this as well, because it is, I don't want to say exactly the same, but it is very, very similar enough that it would scratch that Ace Attorney itch, and short enough that you can get through it fairly quickly, because that is one of, I think, the main criticism I have of this game, but we'll get to that in a second. But overall, this is really good, and with a really interesting set of characters. And what's really interesting about this game is that all of the art is public domain. The characters are all art done by obviously it's public domain now, so an old artist, J.J. Granville. And I also believe the music as well is public domain. I can't remember the name of the musician. Let me just give that a little quick Google. Charles Camille Saint-Saëns.
Camille Saint-Saëns.
Oh, Camille Saint-Saëns. Which I guess is a much better way to get art and music for your game if you can't afford to, like, say, commission someone to do it for you. And a much, much better alternative to resorting to AI, generative AI. So, you know, I suppose in 2015, that option wasn't really what it is today. But it's made for a very, like, very visually interesting game with the characters, and the music is, and like, making the music fit as well. But I guess if you have the setting, you have the scenes, it's fairly simple. It being set in 1848, I guess, to find things for that. Or I don't know much about the development process, so I don't know what came first, like whether it's like someone who was interested in his art knew of J.J. Granville's art and was like, hey, what if, like, taking all of this art that we have at our fingertips here, and like maybe a story was born from that. I'm not sure which way around it was, but it is really interesting regardless. And actually, like, bringing these characters to life and, like, giving them a story, putting them into the story, and giving them personality and a voice, and it makes for a very interesting cast of characters. And I'm just really sad that we didn't get more time with them, because, like I said, this is, I think, one of the biggest criticism I have of this game is that it's very short. I think there are only 3 acts. Yeah, there's 4 acts, but Act 4 immediately leads on from Act 3, and Act 4 is the last act of the game, and there are 3 different Act 4s. So there's Act 4 A, B, and C, and depending how you do in Act 3 depends on which one you get, which is really interesting, because there's, like, you know, you go through again to get a different ending to see what that ending is. I think I got Act B, the Égalité ending, and yeah, I finished it and I just sort of wanted more, because it's the start. Like, this is the start of these characters just sort of, because obviously we're with our main characters, JJ Falcon and Sparrowson, from the beginning, so those are the ones that you feel the closest to. And then in Act 2 we get introduced to more characters, and they're the ones that we see throughout the rest, but we don't get enough time. As in Ace Attorney, with sort of like Phoenix Wright and, come on Catherine, You know his name? Miles Edgeworth. Okay, so we've got a Phoenix in Edgeworth, and we have a similar sort of rivalry, opposition going on in this with Falcon and Severan. Can't remember his full name. What's his name? Cocorico. With Severan Cocorico, like, he's the prosecutor. We've got JJ Falcon as the defense lawyer, and we have this sort of rivalry, opposition, and yet, you know, they knew each other. They went to like university or whatever together, so they are aware of each other. There's a history between them, and there's clearly a friendship there as well that we could build on, except it's all sort of very quickly brought to an end with the suddenness, I guess, of Act 4. Act 4 is a very quick act, at least Act 4B is. I can't imagine A or C being much longer. But yeah, so what I guess what this game is, it's set on the cusp of revolution, and we end at the beginning of the revolution. So I don't suppose really there's really anywhere to go from there when, you know, the revolution is beginning, has started, is there. Like, there's not much use for lawyers once you've reached that point, I guess. So depending how the other endings end, I guess it really wouldn't make much sense for there to be more. But I wish there was. I wish maybe we could have had, rather than going straight into, like, in between. So, like, I guess the way, I guess Act 3 and Act 4, I guess if they weren't Act 3 and Act 4, but were much later acts, rather than having anything after those, I would have much rather have some in between. But I don't know how much they intended for it to be a short game, whether they only wanted to make a short game, whether they only had the funds to make such a short game. I don't know. But, like, the shortness aside, overall, it's really good. Like, if you're looking for something to scratch that Ace Attorney itch and you don't want to play Ace Attorney, then I definitely recommend giving it a go. I can't remember what its price point is. I can't remember how much I paid for it, whether I got it on sale. But yeah, if you happen upon it in your video game store of choice for fairly cheap, I would definitely recommend picking up. It's good, it's cute, and I just wanted to, like, you know, say, hey, this game is a game that exists. So that's going to do it. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you would like to see more from me, I do have a whole load of videos on the channel already if you haven't subscribed. If you are already subscribed and would like to support me in other ways, I do have a coffee that you can go throw money at me for. Only if you are willing and able to, though. Make sure you look after yourselves first. But on my coffee, you could find yourself with early access to my Let's Play series and my monthly manga vlog. You could also find yourself access to my members only live streams that I do on Sunday evenings. I also do a couple of members only videos every month as well, usually a Let's Play of a video game demo, and at the minute I'm doing a series of I'm doing a fanfic diaries sort of video series where I talk about fanfic because I love fanfic a lot. So I figured, you know, why not? So they're there if you would like. If not, don't even worry about it, but do let me know in the comments if you've played Aviary Attorney. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day wherever you are, and I will see you in another video very soon. But until then, take care of yourselves. Bye bye!